Let me tell you a story. Amina works for a telecom startup in Kampala. She cleans their windows. Every morning she shows up before the engineers, before the managers, before the people building the apps and pitching investors. She wipes down the glass offices where innovation happens. Amina earns about $115 a month. By the time she pays for transport, food, and rent, she's left with roughly $35 in disposable income. Now here comes the irony. The very company whose windows she cleans sells phone services that cost $50 a month, which means Amina cannot afford the product of the company she works for. Now, not because she doesn't value it or because she's irresponsible, not even because she doesn't understand technology. No, that's not the reason why. It's because the pricing was never designed with her in mind. That $35 automatically excludes her from phone services, from reliable transportation, from healthcare, from digital participation. It excludes her from the modern economy entirely. And Amina is not an exception. She is the rule. This is the story of 600 million Africans. This is about 80% of Africans. This is what the average African experience looks like. So the question becomes, what do we do about it? For those that do not know me, my name is Timothy and I run a WhatsApp group for the Black Diaspora, a space where we study the move shaping the future of Black lives everywhere. I'm also working on an upcoming book, The $1 Economy. Join the waiting list on Substack for early access to the book, chapter by chapter. We also host a live Zoom meeting every last Friday of the month. All these links are in the bio. Most economic conversations start by asking the wrong question. How do we make Amina richer? That's a long road. It depends on politics, wages, reforms, and promises. The $1 economy asks a different question entirely. How do we design systems that Amina can enter in now, without fear and without risk? See, here's the thing we get wrong about poverty. If millions of people can reliably pay $3 a month, that's not poverty. That's a market. That's 600 million people. That's a massive market. Let's run the numbers using Uganda as an example. Uganda has roughly 23 million adults. Most companies design their services for the top 20%. So let's break that down. You have about 1 million people in the elite class paying $50 a month for phone services. That's $50 million a month. Stay with me. Then you have about 2.5 million people in the middle class paying around $10 a month. That's another 25 million. That 75 million is what companies fight over. That's where their marketing budgets go. That's where competition gets brutal. Now I want you to look at who gets ignored. The remaining 19 million people. That's 80% of the population. If those 19 million people pay just $3 a month for basic, reliable phone service, that alone generates 57 million a month by themselves. The poorest group, when included, becomes the single largest revenue block in the entire system. They outperform the elite and the middle class, not because they pay more, but because there are more of them. This is where the $1 economy reveals its logic. Instead of flat pricing that excludes most people, you use tiered pricing. Same network, same infrastructure, same quality, different levels of access. The poor get something simple but reliable. Enough data, say 500 megabytes to use WhatsApp, make calls, send texts, participate in daily life like everybody else. The middle class gets more data, enough for social media and live streaming. The elite get unlimited access. Nobody is downgraded or punished. Everyone is included. The elite and middle class don't lose anything. Their payments help stabilize the system, and the poor stop being invisible. The $1 economy is not about helping the poor. It's about stopping companies from leaving money on the ground. Right now, businesses across Africa chase the same 20% of customers, competing harder and harder for a shrinking elite market, while tens of millions of people remain locked out, not because they can't pay, but because no one bothered to design a system for them. So before I go, a $3 entry point for the poor is not about status. It's about safety. It's about saying, You can enter this market without fear. You can participate without gambling your entire income. You can test the system without being punished. When people like Amina can enter without risk, they don't need convincing. They stay, they return, they become predictable. They become loyal. Over time, they outperform elite-only markets that collapse the moment salaries tighten or global conditions shift. That's the quiet power of the $1 economy. It works financially. When you design for the majority becomes your revenue base. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's move.